setting the stage for sleep on it.
Pay my respects to my elders past and present, and also those that's gone before us, the presents in the past.
An hour ago is we paid the deposit for the first 2 units. One of the units, each one of the units costs $27,990, but we hope to put a roof over them, a veranda out the front, and give some dignity and quality to these units.
Well, we've got a few minutes, Mick. Our causes align pretty well when you look at what's happening with the flooding, and like a whole city, Lismore has to move. And where are people going to live? There's going to be we're going to start dealing with climate refugees.
Exactly.
In Australia.
They are here. I went to Lismore, and believe me, we get the films, the photographs on television and all of that. I went to people, one woman we helped, she was burnt out in 2016, she rebuilt, was flooded in 2017, and it got her again. 62-year-old woman with a son. Yeah, we've got climate issues causing homelessness. They're interrelated, there's no doubt about that.
During the election campaign, it's not all about politics, but most of my campaign, the first thing that people worried about was health. And really, very surprisingly, the second thing that people would say is housing. Housing affordability, homelessness. I referred to housing homelessness in my inaugural speech in Holland, and I referenced it, as I do with many things being a doctor, as being a disease that our society must cure. And if you look at housing affordability, it's actually basically homelessness is the cancer of our society, really, in many ways. I mean, I've got the next 12 months to start having some effect on policy with our coming up to the next general election.
Vacancy rates are close to 0%. There's almost nowhere affordable to find to rent. Housing to purchase, well, forget that. Most areas it's gone up tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. It is just too hard in regional New South Wales to secure affordable housing. Housing is a human right, and it is just too hard for people to access it in regional New South Wales right now. But with better policies and better solutions, we can fix it. This is not an intractable problem. This is not something that we can just throw up our hands and go, oh well, there's nothing we can do. No, there is stuff we can do. And with proper leadership from all levels of government, state, local, but particularly state government, we can actually solve this crisis.
And don't forget to vote for a politician who cares about something other than just winning the next bloody election.
We're currently seeing women over the age of 55 being the fastest growing cohort for people experiencing homelessness. This homelessness is predominantly hidden, and with the shame and stigma associated, they are less likely to reach out until they reach crisis. They say most people are 2 pay slips off being at risk of homelessness, with increases prices of the rental market, cost of living, and lack of housing options. Pretty confronting statistic.
It's really lovely to be here tonight for this occasion. It'd be nice if we didn't have to be here for this occasion though. There are 365 different towns and villages across Eden Monero. 365. And in every single one of them, people talk to me about the lack of affordable rentals, the high cost of housing, and the fact that, regardless of where you are, we have people couch surfing and sleeping rough. There are some fantastic organisations that do their very best in this space. The social justice advocates. Vision Australia, SEWACS. Again, we smart, innovative and wealthy country, we have to come up with solutions to deal with this. And this isn't one level of government, this requires 3 levels of government working together.
It's up to us, and we need to make it happen by partnering, networking, so that we work together as a community. That is how we will deal and help the homeless in our shire.
Because let's face it, there's not a lot of places you can go if you've got 5 children and the only thing the police would and government support agencies were going to offer her was a motel room.
I'm really passionate about working with youth and young people. I think they deserve a chance. I think that our community doesn't actually serve them, but we're here to make a difference and we want to make a difference for young people if they deserve it.
Affect me, affect neighbour, affect family, so it doesn't discriminate. So thank you all for being here and supporting this.
And I'd just like to say that I think it's awesome that everybody's here and that we've raised this money, but just to really take a moment to appreciate that people who are genuinely homeless don't have the luxury of, you know, having the fun and games of the night and enjoying, you know, getting together and having a laugh and doing all the good things that we're doing here. So I just like to really respect the genuine experience of people who don't have that choice.
I personally know what homelessness feels like from several times in my life. The last one was through no fault of my own, but none of it is, can I say. It's, but the last time was through fire. But I've experienced as a young person too. I know what sofa surfing feels like. I know what that actually feels like.
But I'm involved in an international social club. We're called Beta Billings. Obviously we're a big club, but we're also a brotherhood of guys who support each other. We do charity work. A lot of it we find we do for homeless.
I hear from people all the time. I've had 2 young women living at my house each for 3 months while they did manage to find places, but I guess it's just not something that's out there now. It's something that you can see really up close.
I can tell you that tonight in our caravans there are at least 20 people.
Awesome. Beautiful.
What one would you
Yeah, you need to come in, and then you have to come in.
Wait, that's my phone.
Look at the blue sky.
Can we have a big stretch and yawn?
Oh, God, yeah.